What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Touchdown Kingdom. We're super excited to bring you another predictions video here on the channel, this time for Week 15. Let's get right into it. Our first game of the week is between the Chargers and the Raiders. Both teams are coming off Week 14 losses and will be looking to rebound against a division opponent here in Week 15. Chargers win 24-20.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins.
Up next, we have the Vikings at the Bengals. A win is a win, and that's exactly what the Vikings are telling themselves after their 3-0 victory over Las Vegas last week. They'll have to play a lot better offensively if they want to keep up with Jake Browning and the Bengals. Browning continues to prove that he's a more than capable backup, and I like him to keep the ball rolling and get another win at home this week. Bengals win 27-21. Next up, the Steelers at the Colts. The Steelers have lost 2 brutal games in a row. First to the Arizona Cardinals, and then last week to the New England Patriots. They absolutely need to have a rebound this week against the Colts, who were just blown out by Cincinnati. I like the Steelers to get back on track and find a way to win this game like they have all year long. Steelers win 17-14. Moving on to the Broncos at the Lions. The Broncos handed it to the Chargers last week and are now miraculously above 500 on the year after a disastrous start to the season. The Lions lost a very disappointing game to the Bears, a team that seems to be on the rise as the season winds to a close. The Broncos have some momentum heading into this game, but the Lions will be playing angry after their loss last week. I like them to get back on track with a home win. Lions get the W, 26-22. Next up, we have the Falcons at the Panthers. Both teams are coming off of Week 14 Ls. The Panthers' miserable season continued as they were blown out by the Saints, and although the Falcons are no powerhouse, they should have no problem heading into Carolina and walking away with the W. The Panthers are a million miles away from being competitive. Falcons win 23-13. Moving on to the Bears at the Browns. The Browns won a huge game over the Jaguars and currently hold the top wildcard spot in the AFC playoff race. Backup quarterback Joe Flacco has stepped up in a huge way, and with a great offensive line like the Browns have, anything is possible. The Bears are feeling great after beating the Lions last week, but going to Cleveland and taking on not only this Browns offense, but their elite defense will be a huge challenge. I like the Browns to get the home W, 31-21. Up next, the Buccaneers at the Packers. The Packers were unable to hang on and beat the Giants this past week, but they would still find themselves in the playoffs if the season ended today. That means that every single snap means a lot to this Green Bay team, and they'll be hungry for a win over the Bucs this week. The Bucs are an average team in a terrible division, and at 6-7, they also find themselves in the playoffs. This is a meaningful game for both teams, but I think the Packers have the advantage at home. Packers win 20-17. Moving on to the Texans at the Titans. The Texans laid an egg last week against the Jets, while the Titans came back to beat Miami in absolutely shocking fashion on Monday Night Football. Quarterback Will Levis led his team to victory within the last 3 minutes of the game, and Tennessee definitely has tons of momentum on their side heading into this week's matchup. However, the Texans are certainly still the better team and will be playing angry after their performance last week. I like the Texans to get the redemption W, 25-17. Alright guys, just wanted to take a quick second to remind you to please like the video if you're enjoying it. Make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube so you can stay up to date on all of our content. And as always, most importantly, don't forget to leave your predictions in the comments below. Now let's get right back into the video. Our next matchup is between the Giants and the Saints. The Giants have now won 3 games in a row, with quarterback Tommy DeVito emerging as a star. The local Italian New Jersey kid is taking the tri-state area by storm, and Giants fans are loving it. They're now sitting at 5-8 on the year and could legitimately make a push for the postseason in a weaker NFC than we've seen in years past. On top of Tommy DeVito stepping up, the Giants' defense has also been playing very well. Give me a Giants upset 24-21. Moving on to the Jets at the Dolphins. After weeks in a row of absolute ineptitude on offense, the Jets finally found a way to score points last week against the Houston Texans. Quarterback Zach Wilson was back in the starting lineup, and he had the best game of his career. On top of that, the Jets' defense absolutely suffocated C.J. Stroud and the Texans, holding them to just 6 points. The Dolphins are coming off of a brutal loss to the Titans and will be angry for a win this week against their division rival. They blew out the Jets when they versed a few weeks back, but I expect things to be different this time around. I expect the Jets' defense to have a huge day and for the Jets to get the upset of the week. The Jets get the win on the road, 20-17. Up next, we have the 49ers at the Cardinals. The 49ers were the first team this season to officially secure a playoff berth with their win over Seattle last week. They're flying high and playing some great football all around. I don't think there's much else to say about this matchup. If the Niners lost, it would be one of the craziest upsets we've ever seen, and I highly doubt that's going to happen. Give me a Niners win over the Cardinals, 35-13. Up next, we have the Commanders at the Rams. The Rams put up a great fight against Baltimore last week, but were unable to get the job done. They're back home this week against the Washington Commanders, who have struggled all season long. Their offensive line is porous to say the least, and I expect the Rams' defense to have a big day. Give me the Rams at home, 21-14. Moving on to the Cowboys at the Bills. Both teams are coming off of massive wins. The Cowboys beat the Eagles and took over the top spot in the NFC East as a result. Meanwhile, the Bills beat the Chiefs and handed them their 5th loss of the year. The Bills still find themselves in the hunt for a playoff spot in the AFC. The Bills are home favorites, but I don't think they'll be able to beat the red-hot Cowboys even in the frozen tundra that is Buffalo. Cowboys win 27-24. Moving on to the Ravens at the Jaguars. The Ravens are rolling along and are sitting at the top of the AFC at 10-3. The Jaguars are definitely a worthy opponent, but the Ravens look like the top dogs in the conference at the moment, especially with Miami coming off of a horrible loss to Tennessee. Give me the Ravens with a big win on the road, 26-21. Next, we have the Chiefs at the Patriots. The Chiefs are angry after losing to the Bills. The controversial Kadarius Toney neutral zone penalty only feels like it's controversial to the Chiefs, as it was clear as day to everyone watching the game on TV. The Patriots would be no match for the Chiefs anyway, but especially coming after a game like Kansas City just had, I do expect a blowout in this one. Chiefs win 31-10. And our final matchup of the week, the Eagles at the Seahawks. The Eagles have now lost 2 in a row and are another angry team looking for redemption here in Week 15. And unfortunately for the Seattle Seahawks, I think the Eagles will find just that in this game. Seattle is a middle-of-the-road team, but can sometimes perform very well against good opponents. I don't think this will be one of those games, especially if Geno Smith still isn't ready to go. Eagles win 24-14. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up another video here on Touchdown Kingdom. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please like the video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on all of our content. And as always, most importantly, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your predictions in the comments below. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.